Do you know what chips are?
Chips? I know what chips are.
Yeah.
Do you know what chips
do
are?
Know?
All right, slept well, refreshed, showered, now ready to explore Belfast. So let's take you guys along. So I was unaware of this, and maybe you were too, but the Titanic was built here, right?
Yeah, right. It was built here. It didn't sail out of here, but it was built here.
Oh, it didn't sail out of here?
Well, I mean, the dreaded voyage went out of someplace in the UK or England.
Oh, yeah.
But it was actually built here.
Oh.
With two other ships that were of similar size at the time.
Okay, interesting. Right, when you're in Ireland, you're supposed to get fish and chips, right? Right?
Right? I don't know. Ireland, maybe. Britain. Maybe Ireland.
I
think Ireland is supposed to have a Guinness.
A Guinness, for sure, in Ireland. And whiskey.
No, you're
also
right.
fish and chips.
Because there's a lot of fish and chips places here,
So we are on the search for a really good fish and chips place. So hopefully that pans out.
Do you know what chips are?
Chips? I know what chips are.
Yeah.
Do you know what chips are?
Know?
French fries.
But they don't want to say French.
Frites.
Or they don't want to say French in
Ireland.
So
they need to say chips. But our chips are potato chips.
They're French fries.
No, when we say chips, they're potato chips in the United States.
Right.
So we are on the search for fish and chips. Bloody hell, look at that size of that fish and chips.
That's a lot.
Woo! Frites.
French fries.
Chips. French fries. Looks good.
Good.
Get your honest review after you're done.
Yeah.
Woo! Hot. Really good fish, actually. Man, it's a lot to eat, though. I always love the idea of fish and chips, and it's fantastic when you eat it, but it's not when you're done, in my opinion, because of the fried batter and the grease. But now we're going to work off some miles, and we are going to do a free walking tour here in Belfast. We always search for these when we hop into cities because it gives you a great lay of the land or the area that you're staying in, and they always have great history lessons and stories and recommendations on what to see and where to eat. So we are off on a walking tour.
They were in transit. Okay. They were on their way somewhere, coming home. They'd maybe pop in and have one or two, but that was the long and short of it. So after a few years in businesses, Hanlon accepted that was his fate and just got on with things. But Belfast is starting to develop and change, as I explained to you. You see the arrival of all those Catholics.
All Our tour is phenomenal. He's taking us into this famous bar that was designed by architects in a actual cathedral. Yeah.
We have, folks, the booths here, okay? Privacy for up to 10 people. Doors shut when you go in. But on the back wall, have a look. A bell. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Buzzer, yeah.
A to J.
Okay.
Starting at the door, A, B, C, D. You ring, it flashes up there. Okay. And then the refill. So to me, the like of this is very church-like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Incredibly so, yeah.
Yes.
Let me tell you guys, these lights, they are the original gas lights. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So on top of that, there are almost 2,000 names, and they are the names of those who perished when Titanic went down. And if you can get in there later on, I would go in and look at that because the names make for interesting reading.
That was a phenomenal walking tour. We were the only people on the tour with him, which sometimes is, in question, but oh, it was so good.
No, it was good. And we've taken them all over the world. I mean, we take the free walking tours, which then you tip at the end, so it's not free, and you know that.
Yeah, huge recommendation. If you're traveling, do a walking tour, and you can do a free walking tour, and it's tip-based, so you don't have to tip at all, or you can tip whatever you want, but you get so much information out of the free walking tour. You learn so much history and even personal history. I mean, This guy is a resident here. He born and raised, his parents were raised, his grandparents were raised in Belfast, so he knew a ton about the history and the locals, and that was the charm of it. So if
and just to follow up on a little bit, it's very war-torn or terrorist-torn Belfast is.
The IRA is a prominent place.
With the two divisions of the Protestants and the Catholics basically, which he called two different traditions, fighting for years and years and years. And so he grew up in that.
Yeah, he
so
grew up in the
state.
bombing, and he said that actually bombs would go off in the city center, 2 bombs a day, literally.
Yeah, so that was it. That was the interesting part because he actually lived through that.
And the IRA is actually a good movement.
Well,
in general,
it depends on what side you're on.
It is, but
no, I mean, so it's like
it needs to happen. The violence doesn't need to happen, but we shouldn't even get into our thoughts on that. So I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
What I did want to say is, do a walking tour when you go on or when you travel, because you get so much great information. So
I mean, we've done. This is probably 50. I mean, we've done a ton of them all over the world, and sometimes we'll do paid ones, but we try and do the free ones because they're generally better.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So now we're gonna enjoy the rest of Belfast. Go get a Guinness.
It's sunny. Oh, they have Guinness 0.0.
Bob is gonna have a 0.0 Guinness, and I'm gonna have a real Guinness.
I'm not sure why I would like it, but
and get some food.
Don't you drink so you have the alcohol
No.
content?
There's a lot of great non-alcoholic.
Well, so why don't people just have Diet Pepsis?
Same thing. All right, guys. Thanks for coming along, and we will see you tomorrow morning.